guys. Happy Halloween. Rest in peace, Sean Connery. 90. I guess, in the big scheme of things, if you're still healthy up until that moment and you made it to 90, it could definitely be worse. We are going to be looking at Flask 89. See, that would have been even more ironic if I was one more ahead. And pumpkin ale from Rogue, but I wanted to at least get into this first. Because I'm sure that will drown out whatever this is, and it looks and smells like whiskey. Cheers. Or bourbon. Going with bourbon. Starts off with a kind of a mild, nothing really to see here as it initially hits your tongue, but then it kind of comes on with a little bit of force. That bourbon-esque. And because I don't want the book to, I brought out one of my favorite paperweights. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm going with bourbon. You get that that mild kind of corn sweetness, and then I'm getting like a very light vanilla, but kind of overall vanilla and the oakiness, but again more with that heavy kind of sweet grain kind of kick that is kind of stereotypical with a bourbon. And again, I'm not really all that much of a bourbon fan. I mean, I don't know if it's something that I would do better if if I had large quantities of it and just needed to get rid of it. If if mixing it or something would make a difference. I'd say at about a 50-50, or a little heavier on the 7-Up. See, like something like that, not as bad, but when it comes to most of this stuff, I just prefer keeping it neat, sipping as opposed to diluting. Get some info off to NIHAP. What is this? Oh, this was over here on the corner. Matt sent me a thing. They were out rallying for Art Johnson and Donna Bergstrom, and there was a whole pile of Trump signs. See, now, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to deal with that, Matt. What that was. Maybe they just had them to give them out. Okay, sorry, I digress. Thanks, Joey. Joey gave me. Joey contributed to the "Go Fuck Yourself" collection for YouTube. I couldn't help it. I sent them I sent them what you could only call as an angry. You know how it said that you can appeal your thing. I can guarantee you from my comment that it's never ever going to be appealed off of my comment that I left for them. Okay, so Flask number 89. Press the right button. Okay. Bourbon. Bourbon. Again, I'm getting that sweet like corn, grain corn. And I'm getting a light of a fairly light vanilla, and a little bit more of a presence of the oakiness. And again, I'm gonna give it a 4. Then again, like I said, I'm not really a huge fan of bourbons. Okay. Now let's take a look at the Rogue. What opener have I not used in a while? Let's see. Dig to the very back of the James Jones Company. It's got some girth to it. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, and the bottle cap says Rogue. Okay, I knew this was... Oh, by the way, because it is Halloween, that girl is dressed in the costume of Sharky's next ex-wife. Okay, I knew this was probably going to be a mistake. I am overall not really that big of a fan of pumpkin beers. This actually reviewing 2 of them for this year may be my lightest year for reviews of these. Wasn't a heck of a lot of them out. I was really damn disappointed to see some of the typical ones that I normally get my hands on. That one of them, that Pumpkin Imperial Stout, that one's not bad. What can I tell you about this? Pumpkin Patch Ale is made with pumpkins we grow, chop, and roast by hand. The hand roast allows to caramelize the natural sugars exactly as we like it. Which, when combined with the delicate balance of spices, creates the signature flavor of this classic fall-themed brew. We know you'll appreciate the effort when you taste the difference roasting pumpkins makes. And it weighs in at 6.1%, 25 IBUs. Dedicated to farmers and fermenters. Something else that a Biden presidency would not be for. Oh, I ran across a few people today. I'm wearing a jacket. The guy goes, "I love your hat." And I said, "What about my mask?" He goes, "Yeah." And I go, "What about my shirt?" "Yeah." I go, "You want to see my underwear?" And he goes, "No." Christine's like, "Jesus." I go, "I just thought I'd share." Too soon? And unfortunately, David Brown and Bunky, I was not wearing my Trump socks. I missed a great opportunity. As a matter of fact, I should put them out so I bring them with me. Smells like natural pumpkin. Cheers. While I'm drinking it, the pumpkin flavor kind of comes on and washes away a little bit. This one, unlike the gold medal standard that we reviewed yesterday, that one the pumpkin flavor and the spices come on very strong. This one definitely washes away more, leaning more towards the beer side of a pumpkin beer. The other one leans more towards the pumpkin and spice side of a pumpkin beer. At this point in time, for me, they're both kind of representing the, this one is a little on the bland side, and the whole hog it's definitely got junk in the trunk. This one kind of represents the bland side, and this one kind of represents the maybe just a tad bit for me overdone side. Does bring up an interesting argument for the does it mix thing. Cobra missed out, but he did say SH for show prep. And Gunwild said, it's the weekend, time to get shit-faced. It's a damn shame that everybody's got to, misspell shit just so that they don't get fucking censored by ScrewTube. Ben N from India was first. And again, a big thank you last night. Evidently, John Solar found out because of the amount of uploads and Halloween specials that took place last night that Friday is the much bigger American side of celebrating Halloween. I suppose a lot of people go out, to do like a lot of the bars and stuff. Now I don't know how that's affecting this year. Go out and do. They have Halloween costume parties and contests. I remember one year I went out, and if Steve Schweitzer, if you see this brew review, me and Pam, the woman that I almost married, compared to the first one that I did, I probably should have, but then again, I might not have ever met the best one, the one that I am married to now. We were out with, I was out with Pam and one of Pam's friends and Brian Rapp. And Brian's costume, well, let's put it this way. We went to 3 different bars and he won the costume contested every single one. At the time, Brian was a rather large gentleman. Since then, he's lost a tremendous amount of weight. If I showed you a picture of him when I knew him versus the way he is now, you'd go, it's not even the same guy. It doesn't even look like it could even be his brother. Just some big fat guy and then a normal sized guy. And like I said, we went to like 3 different places that had some of the better offerings for winning, and Brian won all 3. But the 3 places that we went, he won, and he was like this gigantic, almost like the Reaper, but the face, and people would just like stand and look at him, and it was partially. And it was almost like Hollywood level shit. Some of it was fixed, and then some of it was actually into his face, so he wasn't wearing a mask. It was more like headgear that was, built into, and it was, adhered to his face, and then the color change happened between the headset, and it was pretty impressive. And if memory serves, he made the whole thing, so it wasn't like he went out and bought it. Fistful of Bourbon is the name of Flask 89. I know I can get messed up on some things, but usually I'm pretty good on finding the bourbon, because again, it's not like something that I'm really a big fan of. Fistful of Bourbon, $25.99, $21.99, $32.99, $25, $34, $31, $27. You get $21.99. You get it. It's in the $30 range. Created with over 100 years of whiskey blending experience, we blend 5 straight American whiskeys to create a bold, balanced bourbon. Fist full of bourbon. And she looks something like that. Thank you, Nahap. Harmarsh says second, Bean second. Ben N, can I have a second as well? Harmarsh says if you want it, I'll give you a second. Wow, what the hell? 727 sub-comments to Harmarsh saying, a 40-minute brew review? Nice brew girl. Jorn says, it's Harmarsh Jr. Matt Davis says too short of a show. Jordan says, so what's to now? Harmarsh says Davis agreed. Harmarsh says to join, it's actually Harry. Jorn, Harry, because also people and part of the Norway can shop beer and smoke, and West End people in Norwegian can I don't even know. Okay, I'm moving on. There's a love fest or something going on. Jorn, intro music, and let's do it, Eric the Viking. No pissing off t-shirt from Eric. Make it peaceful. Jorn, I keep asking myself, who is Eric the Viking getting ready to kill? Why his hate? And from haters? Question mark. Jorn, I'm not a hater, and I have absolutely no plans to kill. I have full ability, and I will defend myself. You're not here, and if you were, see, Jordan, here's the only say problem or issue that I would have with you is you're in Norway. and whatever your political affiliation and whatever the political format is for you over there, that's fine. That's yours and yours to fight and or love. Over here, the Democratic Party, and not only is it getting worse and worse with every click of the clock, but this go around, Biden and Harris and many in the Democratic Party are on record saying that the whole goal is to disarm America. Well, Jorn, you don't need to be a brain scientist here to understand what happens when a government is able to disarm their citizenship. They fully control them. All of a sudden, you can tax the fuck out of them. You can have unconstitutional, just terrible rules and laws. Our government was founded by people that just got fucked over by their government and said enough is enough. And basically, in a nutshell, Jorn, that's where we are once again. If this election, which I feel from all of the numbers, all of the panic on the Democratic side, is fully Trump's to win. Now, the amount of bullshit that is already going on in the form of voter fraud and thousands of Trump ballots all over the United States being found in dumpsters and behind buildings just tells you how afraid and scared they are. And to circumvent the will of the people, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the ultimate ways to end your ability to have anybody show any respect for you. And if the Democratic Party is truly behind, even if it, say, wasn't Joe Biden that gave the marching orders, but if these people are so lost, so completely lost and willing to do such evil, me and my sister had a long conversation about working to try to convince one person, our own mother, because she has been so manipulated and lied to that she's convinced that everything that comes out of the mouth of these media fucking idiots is somehow God's truth and just believes it. Don't do the research on your own. So here's me and my sister trying so hard to legally try to change one person's ideals and to open her eyes and see what the Biden-Harris ticket truly represents. Again, I laugh, at these signs I'm seeing around town saying, Biden-Harris, vote for the adults. Oh, vote for the criminals? Vote for the people that have put themselves ahead of everything? These are the people that you, Biden supporters, this is what you endorse. This is what you are condoning. People say, oh, Trump is just for the rich. Bullshit. I've never seen a man so dedicated to the middle and lower class of America. Raise people up. Make everybody understand that all you need is your heart and your drive, and you are capable of anything. Stop believing the Democratic Party and being pushed down and stepped on and kept in those chains. I tell you, the black community, you are the biggest bunch of manipulated people. If you only could open your own eyes like a bunch of you have and truly see who has kept you in those proverbial chains all this time. The Democratic Party. They lie to you, they manipulate you, they keep putting you at the back of the bus. And people like me, the Republican Party, and conservative people are offering you a hand up. We're not giving you a fucking handout. A handout doesn't get you anywhere. We're offering you a hand up, and you don't want to take it. So, Jorn, the Democratic Party is the party that wants to make sure that every American does not have the ability to defend themselves because they're afraid of what we are going to do to them when they keep on pushing. And if they try to steal this election from Donald Trump and the American people, this is the vote of the American people. You can't tell me with everything that's going on. Can you imagine if the media was really journalists that went out and showed you the stories instead of manipulating and trying to control it and to manipulate you into thinking something's happening that it's not? Where has there been I've seen one spontaneous Biden rally, one guy who the first time we drove past thought it was a woman, and then drove by, one guy holding an American flag and a Biden-Harris sign, and it was just like, well, there's a contradiction in terminology right there. A lot of people, Jorn, we may not be, to stand here and try to explain, especially to this group of people, that there's nothing to be concerned about. You're not even here. If you owned a whole bunch of firearms, and in the time that I have been on YouTube, several things have gone by the wayside because the government said, I can no longer own them. And to me, just like this conversation I just had on a posting that Christopher Alone and Company had up, again, I don't give a flying fucking shit about the bump stock. Again, you're never going to get me to get rid of anything that I legally purchased and owned. Having said that, I was out in my boat in a hurricane on Lake Superior, and Sasquatch swam up to my boat, and my bump stock fell off. Oh, damn. But it's what that bump stock represents that is so much bigger than the piece of shit plastic and the do everything you can to learn. I mean, personally, I can bump fire probably better with you can get a board and a rubber band or your belt loop and your trigger finger. But it's what it represents. And for someone to say, "Oh, what difference does it make? It's not accurate. It's just basically a range toy." It's a fucking right that's being taken from you. Eventually, they're going to come for the one that means something to you. But by then, we may be so far gone that it just doesn't matter anymore. And if you are a true American and a true patriot, you put your fucking foot down and say, you know what? And I've said this years ago, enough is enough. You're not taking my fucking bump stock. You can go fuck yourself. You're not taking this. You're not taking that. You're not taking that trigger. You're not going to tell me that I can't put this on my rifle when it was fully legal and you approved it. You're not doubling back. You can go fuck yourself. Fine. I just won't show you any of that shit anymore. Make up some story about how it's been lost or fell off a fucking boat. But I'm still fucking owning it. I'm still fucking owning it and using it and enjoying it. So, eat a dick. And, Jarn, all I can tell you is maybe worry about what's going on in your own country and not try to tell people like me that have true fucking concerns about our rights and our privileges being taken away by an overzealous boot thug fucking piece of shit government, which is what the Democratic Party represents. You're right. I have nothing to worry about because there is a lot of us. And in the last few months, the amount of firearms out there in our country has gone way up. And why do you think that's happened? Because they're concerned about what might take place if the Democratic Party tries to steal this election away from us Americans. Your vote matters. Anybody that would want to take that away from you by throwing your ballot away, as far as I'm concerned, it should be more than a felony. It should be hanging in a tree. Gunweld, 5th commenter, bitches. Matt Davis, here's to 200 comments, laugh out loud. Bring them on right now, it's fucking Saturday. I'm game. Lately I've been talking to my eldest on a near daily basis, and she's like, it's like, you know, it's kind of like, who cares if you even have a show topic? She goes, I can tell you like to hear yourself talk. Fuck yeah, man, I don't have a problem talking, especially when I'm talking about shit I'm passionate about. And again, Jordan, I've never had a problem with you. I've got several friends that are just politically wrong. I shake my head and go, I don't understand how anybody with a brain, and I see some of these comments, Agent Chaos, on the Facebook thing, and they were basically saying that anybody that would support Trump is the equivalent to a flat earther. You could not talk to them and get them to understand the truth. Well, it's really hard when just about everything is getting buried. Hell, I put that link in the yesterday's video to the thing about the Biden family. If it isn't so true, then how come in a matter of seconds? Anybody, go ahead, take that link, try to share it. Try to share it anywhere. Try to send it to someone you know on Messenger. Privately send it to somebody. Good luck. The truth is out there. The problem is it's being so manipulated. And until something drastic happens, they just don't understand that they cannot keep trying to get away with what they're getting away with it. I don't condone violence, but people like Zuckerberg and the Democratic Party and YouTube and same douchebags, again, running Twitter, you just don't understand the harm that you are doing to the fabric of our society, and the fact that you are trying to control all the information. It's all going to come to a terrible outcome for you, because you can't keep doing what you're doing and have people like me and my friends sit back and idly watch their country be destroyed by lies. And again, if you're voting Democrat this year, you are so on the wrong side. You obviously have no fucking brain, and you have done zero research for yourself. Everything that you've been manipulated and told that supposedly Trump is doing, it's really the Biden family and the Democratic Party. Notice how all they can do is they can try to hide these stories. As of right now, I haven't seen Biden deny any of them, other than to say he never took any money. Well, I'm sorry, buddy. The facts don't show that, do they? They also don't show who the true racists are. Didn't Scourge, Infinity Shot Club. Hey, I'm glad you have something that you belong to. Harmarsh. I tried to share it and it was blocked. Same thing I got. See? Told you. Good luck trying to share the truth. Cobra. SH. Thank you, Cobra. Rich Huff. Cheers all. Cheers, Rich. Jorn. In Norway military, I was able to being given 4 shots. I failed. Why? Because of fog, and those I shot went somewhere way off the rainbow, because I was nearsighted back then in 1997. But today I see much clearer thanks to nothing. So maybe you're just eating large quantities of carrots there, Jarn. Hey, Jordan, if your eyesight's so good, what's the fucking deal with your videos? Here. Jordan, what I recommend is that you get something like this and do something like this to your camera. Because as you know, Jordan, I watch your videos, and unfortunately, your videos look exactly like something like this. Well, actually, that's clear. Just picking on you, man. Just picking on you. Cobra, I smoked up some pumpkin seeds on the Traeger? Whatever the fuck it is. Can you just say grill or something? Damn good. The only reason go through the misery of pumpkin carving is to retrieve those wonderful seeds. See, Cobra, I had to be very careful with my wording, because if it was to get out that the family tradition that me, Christine, and Samantha have every single year, and Lily, I think before she had moved out, to sit down as a family and put on some spooky music or a spooky movie or a horror flick and sit and carve pumpkins. Cobra, let me do a Christine, because if I lean in real close, only cobras can hear this. Cobra, the only reason that I participate with a big smile on my face is for those precious seeds. And we're back. Actually, speaking of that, I am on the tail end of my blackened ghost pepper seasoned butter, garlic, salt seeds. Today, the guy that sells all the pumpkins right on Tower Avenue out by Napa, actually in the Napa parking lot. I was hoping he was going to be there today. I was going to buy a bunch of pumpkins just so that I could gut those bitches for the seeds and do another batch. But no, yesterday was his last day. I'm going to drink one of those in a little bit. It needs to be cold. Stormy says to Cobra, don't forget that awesome, clean, and refreshing feeling of rinsing off all that gooey pumpkin guts after a good carving. Feels and smells like victory. Cobra says, so true. Okay, I got a question. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or not, but I've seen in the recipes area where they say to clean them as good as you can and then rinse them off. I do not. Now, I spend a fair amount of time trying to pull every last little bit of stringy pieces out, but overall, it's still edible. I don't give a shit. I contribute some of the taste and the goodness of those pumpkin seeds to the material from inside of the harvest of the pumpkin. Again, this bag still represents, I mean, if there's anything left, it was probably reduced to ashes, but no, I do not run my pumpkin seeds underwater. I contribute some of that goodness. Now again, I've been scolded and told that some of the goodness at the bottom of the bottles is just garbage, and you're supposed to discard it. See, I'd take all the garbage. I mean, I'd eat the trash, if you know what I mean. I mean, what were we talking about? Yeah, so I don't clean all the pumpkins. Rinse them underwater. I clean them as good as I can, and then I like this batch, I had a pretty big, I mean, again, I had more than enough pumpkin seeds to fill a gallon gallon Ziploc baggie. So I kind of broke it in half, and I cooked up one batch just for Samantha with the butter. But then again, I started off as one entire thing. So I had a big bowl completely filled with the sunflower seeds and a little bit of the guts. And I poured in 2 cups of Irish butter, because that's all we buy anymore. And it was maybe a tablespoon of each garlic and salt. Mix that all in good, and then I poured a little over half of it onto a tray and went into the air baker for Sam's batch. And then I mixed in a teaspoon of ghost pepper powder, and then mixed that all up again when her seeds were done, and made my batch. And like I said, about 2 minutes too long. It's still good. I mean, they don't taste burnt, and I think that the ghost pepper powder is what kind of made them look blackened compared to the other batch. But yeah, I'd say if I would have just gone 2 minutes less, they would have been absolutely perfect, which is why I was looking for some more pumpkins for a redo. Cobra, if we came from monkeys, why are there still monkeys? See, Cobra, I can see I'm not going to have a philosophical debate with you about this. Yes, that's a good question, Cobra. Stormy Coyote, happy Halloween, everyone. Cheers. Is Matt going trick-or-treating with all the other little kids on the block? I hope he gets all the Reese's peanut butter cups and almond joys he can handle. Not even kidding. Those were always my favorite to get. I can't disagree with that at all. I can say to Stormy, happy holidays, hope so too, not sure yet. I'm going with not sure yet, Stormy. I don't think we're gonna participate this year in the candy give out. I personally think the show up is gonna be really, really light, and here's my thoughts. I don't agree with it, but trying to think like a scared, libtard millennial, easily manipulated sheep-drawn carriage, I'm thinking this. If you really think that the COVID thing is as bad as they say it is, and the fact that they take the testing level to the point where a Reese's Buttercup would show that it had COVID on it, I think just think of this. Now, as me handing out candy, the only thing I have to worry about is those little bastards touching the doorbell and my doorknob and opening up the screen door to come into the porch. Now, as a parent, every house you go to, your kid is touching a doorbell, being handed bags of stuff from people you don't know who have who knows what. I think a lot of the terrified people are just not going to be bringing their kids around. So I told Christine, I said, if you want to do this, we can do this. Otherwise, I'm turning the fucking light off and calling 2020 a fucking wash for a lot of things, including Halloween. Matt Davis, this cowbell needs more Jolson. Oh yeah. Speaking of Jolson, just 1 second while I'm thinking about it. Jolson? Jolson was busy working on his pistol range at the farmhouse, and asked me if I still had that. Jolson, yes I do. And I will go through the steel targets because I have many more than I've been using lately. Most of the time when I go out, if I'm going out by myself or with just a few people, I bring the stop sign and the big silhouette. So a lot of these smaller ones, if you can put them to use, I will put a care package together. But the only way you're getting the care package is maybe to come up for the weekend, and we could maybe even go up to the shack. Well, we'll see how the Revolution works out. McLean. Okay, so not on your knees Wednesdays and Sundays, but the other days we're good, right? Yeah, McLean. The rest of the time we're good. We're still good. McLean, Ticker. Did you purposely say that like that? Tucker Carlson was going on about social media censorship 2 days ago. Well, yeah, I'm sure he has. Not to mention he had the balls to actually put out the stuff against the Biden family. So cheers to someone actually just doing their fucking job. McLean, I think you should put me on the Halloween Locked and Loaded. I can scare the bejesus out of all of you with stories of my liberal soon-to-be ex. It's scary because it's true. Hey, McLean, do you do Google Video Chat? Because that's how we do Locked and Loaded. Unfortunately, I can't do a call-in line because that technology is like alien, and John Solar's still trying to figure it out. And if he even hears me say this, he's going to roll his eyes and want to gut punch me, because I know he's invested a lot of money in various cords, patches, boards, and research material to try to figure out how to make it so that when we have a fucking call-in line that we all can participate in hearing and talking to that person. As of right now, it has been an elusive thing. But and I've said this, I don't know if it's that at 47 minutes and 16 seconds there was only a handful of people that heard me say this, but I'm always looking to have a conversation with somebody, especially if they are a YouTube friend of mine. Again, in order to be a guest on Locked and Loaded, you need, and you don't even have to have the camera, because nobody sees you but me, John Solar, Joey Cuz, Johnny Watson, and whoever might also be on. Like, for instance, last night, Joey had to work, so Cobra sat in. I always appreciate it when Cobra sits in, because he always brings something to the party. So, in order to be a guest on Locked and Loaded, you need to have you need to be able to use the Google Chat app and have a camera and a microphone. And again, the camera part is optional. Nobody sees you but us. I mean, sometimes it's fun, like we're getting ready to go to commercial. I may, try to get everybody's attention without saying anything and just say whatever you're talking about, try to wrap it up, because we got 10 seconds to go before we have to just stop talking for 5 seconds so that all the places that my show is now hitting, they can put a commercial in there. Mainly, the big one is the Indian market. So that's why we try to pause every 30 minutes for 5 seconds so that they can throw in a commercial. And I know, it may be a pain in the ass, but you know what? I'll just throw this out there and be completely forthright. John Solar has spent almost a decade providing the financial backing for us to have our blog radio show. And if I told you what he has spent per month for a decade to make our shows possible, you would say, That's insane. Some of you probably don't even pay that for a car payment. Some of you may not even pay that for a house payment. And the fact that every time that you don't click off of that commercial and let the commercial run, John gets paid. And Locked and Loaded, in the matter of the last, what has it been, a month plus now, since we made a few changes, the show went from making pennies per year to actually making some money. So maybe at this rate, in a couple of years, John will actually make enough money to recoup what he invests back into the shows. So you can bitch all you want about those commercials, but I appreciate everybody that lets it run all the way through, because, and again, it's you can click through the shit if you're listening to us in podcasts, but if you listen to those, they know it, and it means that the advertisers are going, hey, people are listening to the commercials during these shows. We should keep upping. And again, last night, Locked and Loaded on a night that was basically forecast to be lousy because people were out enjoying friends and family and adult beverages and costumes and blah, 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 and maybe work parties. Who knows what 2020 showed this year. But we still pulled 1,300 live listeners. And as John pointed out before I came down here and turned this on to hang out with you, the Yankee Marshal doesn't even get a number of live listeners anywhere near that when he does his YouTube live shows. So Yankee Marshal, eat my dick. Actually, I got a bag of dicks you can eat right there if you want. Kind of like the yellow ones. I think they're pineapple. Matter of fact, in honor of the Yankee Marshal, which Harmarsh, I also myself have seen no reason to continue a relationship. In honor of the Yankee Marshal, I am going to eat this yellow dick. And in honor of the girl in the costume who wants to be Sharky's across the big pond, next X, I personally think she looks better with a dick in her mouth. Tardisius. The pumpkin ale needs some Cool Whip and more cowbell. I don't have Cool Whip, and due to everything going on upstairs, where'd the dick go? Well, it got me. Oh, I see. Never mind. We're gonna pass on that, but you know what? I am not gonna be outdone. If she wants it this way, fine. I see. Maybe she's just more of a fan of the color green. She appears to like green things in her mouth. Oh, Tardisius. Wade, I'm with you on the higher power creating mankind, but as far as an in-between species, you have seen Maxine Waters, right? Oh, sad. Oh my God. Wade. Okay, it's Christopher Aloma Company. Christopher Aloma Company says that this Desert Eagle was so much better when it was bronze brown. I personally hated that color, Christopher. Not to mention, how can you possibly argue with the fact that one of the most badass pistols on the planet is covered in liberal tears, Christopher? You little schmucky. Not to mention, it has custom-made sights, fiber optic sights from J Elite Ammunition, and really doing business well as a blacked-out back blade. He did a trigger job on this, and I absolutely love what he was able to accomplish. Didn't want to create a possible full-auto bump fire pistol. He just basically cleaned up and slightly lightened what was there, and then this wicked set of custom G10 grips. So, and not only is it covered in liberal tears, the final process is a clear coat called Chameleon. And I realize that you're not getting the full effect. I can hold it. Especially if you go outside and natural light hits it, it can look green, it can look gray, but I didn't give Jay any direction. I know it's a ballsy thing to send somebody like a $2,000 pistol and say, free reign, man, because there is nothing that Jay did to this that Jay couldn't undo and do something different. But the fact is, Jay, my first thoughts were, it may take me a little while to get used to it, but the more I looked at it, the more I liked it. And then when someone said, hey, it's covered in liberal tears, I was like, fucking perfect. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. Not to mention when you're shooting it, I so much love the sight setup that's on it right now, and the trigger. It's just. But Christopher, even though he's wrong, is allowed to have his own thoughts on stuff. Again, he's a fucking idiot, but I love him. He's my. In this case, he would be my little brother, because I think he just turned 19, which would explain why he doesn't have the ability to truly appreciate ultra-fine stuff. And also, I don't know how many comments are left, and nor do I give a shit at this moment in time. I also want to talk about this for a second. If you remember, I had these M-Lock bipod on here. Now, these are a inexpensive brand that look like the Atlas, and I'm here to tell you that it was 400 and way a lot of money for the Atlas that's on the JP. This lock, for instance, just completely feels like garbage compared to the real thing. But overall, it looks and it functions similar, but I could not get over the fact that they're fairly lightweight. I don't know what I'm going to do with them as of right now, but they offer you a bipod that is effectively great when it's over there sitting on the counter looking badass. When it comes to actually using it out at the range, these are fucking useless as far as I'm concerned, because it does not offer you the ability. I mean, if you're out at your range and the table is completely perfect and you look at your level and you're shooting perfectly level, that's great. In the real world of, I may be laying, Clyde. Dude, I mean, Clyde would understand this more than anybody. You're laying somewhere in the woods, you know, in a pile of a dog shit for all, or a cow shit for all you know, and you're trying to make sure that you have your rifle all leveled for a longer range shot, something like this offers little to nothing. I mean, the difference between the left and the right can only be achieved by something like that. Something like that, I can move it 1/4 of an inch. So I couldn't deal with these. I honestly, I could not deal with these. And I took it off, and I put, this is actually the bipod that was on the White Label Armory rifle. And on Monday, I have a pretty cool looking bipod made by a company called Bigfoot. And compared to a similar product, this was relatively inexpensive, not nearly in the cheap range that was, but it looks identical to a bipod that I have seen that is over $400 and something, and that's not what I paid for this on Delta Team Tactical. It was a special. And actually, if you go over there now, they have plenty of specials. You can get the bipod with a Old Henry knife. You can get that bipod with a lower parts kit. You can get that bipod with several Magpul grips. I just bought the bipod all by itself, so I got it at the cheapest price. And I want to say it was like $60. And it offers I think it offers swivel. Swivel, to me, isn't nearly as important as cant being able to lean it over. So if you're laying someplace on the ground and the ground is uneven and you need to level out your rifle so you're making the proper shot, something like that. Again, if it turns out that it sucks, I will just get another one like this, which is the Harris style without the Harris price. Wait, 30-day ban for a gun joke. And possibly a couple thousand Biden memes. I'm good in Messenger, just can't post or comment. And then, and they are restricting all my pages. It's total Gestapo on Facebook. It is. And again, people don't quite understand that to me, Facebook means nothing to me. It's all about Messenger. You know, I like posting stuff that pisses Facebook off. I mean, I'm trying for some good bans. But like my brother, Brad Thomas said, it's all about Messenger. I mean, our group, the Deplorables, we're a tight group of friends. Everybody in that group either has met, has talked to, you know, everybody else in the group. And, you know, every now and then we have added new members. And we've had a few people that have been in the group for, a couple of minutes and then left. That was too bad. I mean, I understand. If it's too much for you, you know, you can do like I've had to do, and that's just mute the group. When something comes in for the Deplorables, my phone doesn't make a noise, but since I'm checking Messenger so often, I always get the shit. It's just like, before Brad was put on super secret probation, he might light the group up with 40, 50 scantily dressed to completely naked women, and now Facebook has come down on his ass. So he just sends the shit to me, and then I put it up on there. It's the only reason that I even bother with Disgrace Book, is because of Messenger and our group. And the ability, I mean, for instance, if someone said, "Hey, that's a really awesome picture, will you send it to me?" If I send it to you in a text, it gets downgraded so that it can be sent as a text. But if you send shit through Messenger, it doesn't get altered. It gets, if it's a high definition picture and you send it through Messenger, you're gonna get it as a high definition picture. That's not the case as a text message. Pumpkins are a type of squash. That's why he's the Godfather. Because he's smart like that. I'm smart. I can do shit, Salty. You or why you no naked? Well, I'm naked under my clothes, Salty. Mike, Gilly, cheers. Cheers, Mike. Clyde, Revolution, whiskey. Clyde. Hey, did I mention Christopher Alone Company obviously has questionable... well, you do have questionable taste. Let me talk to... well, I guess I won't bring that up. But, you know, Christopher, you know what I'm talking about, right? You know? And what can you say about a firearm that has what is almost identical to a bolt out of a 308? Not to mention, Jay from Elite Ammunition, the job. You cannot find any original color anywhere on this gun. The work of the hydro coating on this guy is unfrickin' believable. The inside of the magwell, like I said, this was a brown bronze fucking color. I never liked that color. It's just looked, honestly, it just looked chintzy. And then it came back like this. And it came back with this trigger. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yeah. On the edge of wetness. It's the soap opera of me shooting this gun. Still though, full disclosure, the 454 Casull still makes my heart one little beat more than shooting this. But when you go to the ultimate go fuck yourself party, hey Antifa, yeah, at least I can reload faster with this guy. I do have a speed loader though for the 454 Casull. Oh, this is some weird ass shit, and I gotta say, for being this. This is just like if that bottle of Lafroig that bottle of Lafroig would be a 9.5, where this glass, which is supposedly the exact same thing, is a full-on 10. Ooh, don't make that mistake. Oh God, we gotta get on the doesn't mix if we're this close to the end. Clyde says red shirts are the first to go. Might want that one into work rotation. Get yourself a green Kirk shirt. You know, I've never actually seen one of the Captain Kirk ones, but yeah, that would be a much wiser thing to do. There, Cobra. Cobra, just in case I gotta get the fuck out of here, man. I gotta make sure I'm communicated up. Scotty, beam me the fuck out of here, man. I got it. If Biden cheats and takes it, get me the fuck out of here. I cannot live with these kook fucks. Speaking of that, I got notified by David Brown that Project Alicia 2, the lower, was in up at Dead On. Hopefully by now he's holding in his prissy little bitchy fingers. Sharky, fucking hang on. Sharky, hashtag all brew babes matter, but those with tiny white thongs matter more. Num num. That charging handle looks pretty decent. It feels like it's built like a little tiny brick shithouse, to be honest. So I put the one that was in the white label in this one. I would prefer one of those in here too. If I had any idea what I was gonna get, I would have gone for 2. Matter of fact, I suppose I could roll the dice and give her a shot again. $19.99 for a mystery ambi charging handle. I don't know. This thing though is a rooftop voting machine, and to be able to charge it from that side, it's gonna be. I mean, I'm not gonna be running and gunning with that rifle. That's it's probably gonna spend most of its shooting time looking a lot like it looks right here. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure if they're all heavier, but I can't count on all 100 rounds on this being fine-tuned just specifically for this rifle. But that ATI 60 rounder, that's all heavy grain 5.56 rounds that are in there, and that was the stuff that my group went from that down to that at 100 yards. May have been just like that to that, but you know, overall it was like that to that. Okay, does it mix? What if you go pumpkin patch ale from Rogue and some pumpkin ale from Whole Hog? It does match, or I'd say it does work together. It takes a little of that dry, bitter beerness away from the Rogue and adds a little bit more of the pumpkin and spice flavor notes from the Whole Hog. I would actually say that I may even want to go more of this, like that, to bring that flavor up just a little bit more. Stephen, hops and lead. Sean Connery passed away, 2020. Yeah, just another fucking thing for 2020. Gunwild, Delta Team Tactical is where I bought my 6.5 Creedmoor upper and fiber optic flip-up sights. They have great prices. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. One more shot of whiskey and another beer, and I'm probably going to go see if they still have the mystery box ambi charging handles. Because if I get another one, just like the one that's in the white label, I'm good with that. Even on this, Just because sometimes, you never know how you're gonna, want to charge it. But overall, this still works for me. It's got a big ass latch on that side, and like I said, for the most part, it's a bench slash, narrow niche rifle. Okay, let's see if everybody's out partying or if we have anybody in the club. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5. Gunwild. This is probably this is before the show. Yeah, see, I had the comments up, and I was down here. I was at Pornhub and RedTube doing some pre-show prep. So 2 hours ago, he says, "Damn you! Now I want pumpkin seeds." Smile money says, "I'll skip the seeds and go right to the pie." Gunwild says, "Sweet and salty, the best of both worlds." Yeah, I love pumpkin seeds, and I'm telling you, you can't buy them like you can make them. It's terrible. Gunwild, only non-straight people will like pumpkin spice stuff. Okay, well, since how I have admitted that I'm not a fan of pumpkin spice, I guess I can concur. Cobra, cheers, two-hearted Ed Clubbers and Sunny Slopers. Hashtag Justin's Final Mission. Hashtag Never Forget. Hashtag Be Like Ed. Hashtag I Joey. Hashtag No Matt. Oh, that was on the Trooper Premium British and Flask number 88. Okay, Gunwild, cheers to and to all a good night, or something like that. Salty Shellback, Trump train, naked. Okay. Hit the refresh button. Salty is still holding the fort down. When was I not? Oh, sorry. The dick made it to right there. You want to play? Huh? Okay, I'm not sure how long it's going to be before Christine is done doing the Cookie with Ms. B, but yeah, well, there's a chance. What time is it now? Nope, there's not a chance. I'll say there might be a chance I can get this edited and uploaded before her show, but she's talking about urban legends tonight. So check that show out. And remember, if you miss Locked and Loaded, you can always catch it in podcast. Oh, and if that's her right now saying that she is done, there might be a chance that I could get this up. Yep. Computer's all mine, motherfuckers. Okay, guys. Cheers, and we will see you tomorrow.